Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in...
Hello, this is Chris Lowery, your independent candidate for Jefferson County Sheriff 2026. I just want to come live as I was sitting here doing some research, doing a little bit more. I wanted to talk to you about our crime rate in Jefferson County. Sometimes as I'm running around and doing some campaigning and speaking to people, I hear some naysayers and people are questioning things. As I was doing a little bit of research, I wanted to show you something specifically. If you look right here, it talks about 15.05 per 1,000 residents that are currently affected by crime, right? So let me go ahead and put that over there for you. I don't know why it's so small. Let me see if I can fix this. All right, so if you look at that, leader in the county when it comes to lowering the crime rate, and that's working with all of our municipal governments as well, our municipal departments, getting us rid of the crime. So, uh, I see your comment, Billy. The mayor is newly elected. She has been in office for going on a year. I think she's doing an okay job within Pine Bluff. We got a lot of room to grow. She got some things handed to her immediately by having to change some administrators and make some vast cuts. So let's give her a chance. But I will be working as the sheriff to be working directly with the mayor and the chief of police of Pine Bluff, because that is where a majority of our crime comes from, right? So I want to be able to provide our resources to municipal governments within our county to make this a better county, stop the bleed, stop where people are leaving. I do believe that the reason for people don't go shopping here and spend their tax dollars here is based off of the high crime rate. People don't feel safe in our community, and my job as the top law enforcement professional will be to do that. But I wanted to show you that. Let me give me just a second. See why this is different now. Let's do this. I'm going to share. So here's a map of Jefferson County. All that red is where crime is happening and receiving an F. We're receiving an F grade when it comes to crime. Look at all that. We've got to do something. We have got to work better. That's all your violent crime. We'll break it down into your property crimes, your overall crime. Some areas are getting an A, very little. Most of it is vast majority as an F, right? So we have got to do better, ladies and gentlemen. Individual crimes include vehicle theft, burglaries, arson, vandalism, murder, robbery, assault, and drug crimes. So we have got to do better, ladies and gentlemen. When we're ranking in the lowest percentage that you can within within the state of Arkansas, we're only safer than 1% of other counties within the state. We have got to get a handle on this, or we're in a world of hurt come 2026. So I want you to remember at election time, November of 2026, to elect the sheriff. That's me as your only independent candidate that is qualified to do the job that's going to bring the change in and going to be tough on crime. It does not mean anything other than this. We're holding people accountable for violating the law. The days of letting it go unaccounted for are over with. And I wanted to show you this as I'm doing some research for my live tonight. I was reading this stat and it just was mind blowing to me that we were only 1% better than any other county in the state, which means nobody in the state is worse off than us. 99% of every county in the state of Arkansas is safer than us. You wonder why our population has shrunk by 30,000 people? Well, that right there is going to tell you why. You wonder why we have potholes and roads that are not fixed because we don't have the money. You wonder why people are having to ask for more tax dollars. It's because people are not spending money in Jefferson County because people aren't moving here in droves. They're not willing to stay here and make this home and invest in the community. And that's primarily because of the high crime rate. So we want to do something about that. And that's why it's our number one priority is to come in, swinging for the fences from the get-go, day one of getting sworn into office. I will have already have these established relationships with municipal governments to provide our assistance through the sheriff's office to combat this crime at a rate that we have never seen. That's what it's going to take is someone to step up and make this happen. Leadership matters, folks, right? So when you look at this crime rate, when you look at this map, let me go ahead and share that with you. I'm going to show you this map. Not sure why my software is doing it the way it is. But when you look at this map, this is where all the crime rate we're ranking. This is where all the crime rate is rated an F. I apologize for my pause there for a second. I was reading a comment. So Billy says, combine the police and sheriff's office to save money. So there's several issues that come with that. There are agencies around this country that do have a metropolitan area, metropolitan police force ran by the sheriff. I agree that we should have two separate agencies because you have outlying agencies, outlying areas, unincorporated, and the city takes care of the city and the county takes care of the county. However, the city is in the county, so the sheriff should be providing resources and assistance within the city as well. So, the outlying areas, the unincorporated areas, the city of Pine Bluff or the city of Whitehall or the city of Redfield, who has their own police departments, they take care of everything within the city, but the sheriff's office should be providing support in those areas. And when you look at the stats, the overwhelming number of crime comes within Pine Bluff, right? And I'm telling you that, look at this right here. How much does property crime cost Jefferson County compared to the rest? We're higher than Pulaski County, right? That is insane. We have got to do better, folks. We've got to. So, I think in theory, Billy, what you're saying there, that's an answer. I don't think it's the answer. I don't think you combine those two. I think you work together, you collaborate and cooperate together, utilizing each other's resources and allow to have a more effective crime team. If you've listened to me over time, I've talked about making this a much like a sports team. You have offense, you have defense, you have special teams, so forth and so on. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Y'all could go see it for yourself at crimegrade.org, crimegrade.org. Read up on that so you know when I'm out here telling you that crime is our biggest problem, is that we rank worse than every other county out there. Look at an independent person that has taken care of that. So I'm not going to stay on here long. I just wanted to share that information with you. Look for me tonight. I'll be going live at 6:30 p.m. like I do every Monday. I encourage you to log in and check that out. Come with your questions. I'm ready to answer them. And remember, always be safe, and God bless Jefferson County.